And welcome to September 13th, 2022 City Council Special Meeting. I am Mayor Ross, and tonight's special meeting is brought to you live using video conferencing technology provided by Zoom. And tonight's recording will be posted on the city's YouTube channel. So thank you for joining us. Our acting city clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Ross.
I am here.
Yes. Councilmember Benson.
Here.
Councilmember Christensen. Here. Councilmember Holloway.
Here.
Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Lassay.
Here.
Councilmember Mayhew. Not
Jim
here
says
yet.
you will be ready
And-
for it.
Okay, and Councilmember Watton.
Here.
Hey, I think I saw Mr. Mayhew drive up, so he will be here shortly. Thank you, Acting City Clerk Dana. As a reminder, members must seek recognition from the chair before speaking and be sure to raise your hand. And we now move to the first item of special business, which is to approve the agenda. Council may I have a motion to approve the special meeting agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Christensen and second by Councilmember Johnson. Is there any discussion? We like the order of the agenda this evening. Did we want to, last time? We switched.
Done that before.
Please note, Mayor Pro Tem Mayhew has arrived. So last time we did switch the development agreement, did that first. Want to work on that, or do you want to work on the PCI plan, continue with deliberations? So the PCI plan, Bill 22098 is listed first. And then the development agreement, AB 22114 is listed second. So last time we switched them.
Does it really matter?
It depends where we're going to start with. So what do you want to start with? Councilor Lassay?
I'll take heads.
Councilor Christensen?
I think my preference would probably be to have a discussion about the development agreement and probably take the opportunity to speak with council before deliberating further on the record.
Pro Tem Mayhew?
Yeah, just point of information. Maybe the city attorney could just explain just a little. We have a quasi judicial matter on the PCI. I'm clear on that. What I'm not clear is if the DA discussion is a quasi judicial matter. I'm just trying to understand the differences here.
I believe that it is because of its association with the PCI plan and the same parties on either side is what it's not applying the same set of code criteria, but it bears many of the other hallmarks and in similar circumstances, courts have treated that as quasi judicial as in a land use decision.
Okay, so they're both quasi judicial. One is a closed record matter, one is not. Is that the
That's
right way
correct.
to think about it?
That's correct.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so there was a preference to start with the development agreement. Do you want to make that into a motion?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, to start with, okay, this moved by Councilman Christensen, and I heard a second by Mayor Pro Tem Mayhew to begin with the development agreement, which is AB 22-114. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
And Mayor, I would add just on to supplement my previous answer to Councilmember Mayhew's questions for the development agreement, regardless of whether it would be classified as quasi judicial, if the council were to want to have conversations with its legal counsel about the potential legal ramifications of the agreement, it would be an appropriate topic for an executive session,
Executive close.
even if it wasn't. Right. I believe that a closed session is appropriate because it's quasi judicial. Even if that weren't the case, an executive session would be appropriate. So either way, the
I see.
council, if it wanted, could have deliberations not in, or meet with me, not in open session.
So should we finish we just finished the little dinosaur. Should we go for the big dinosaur and approving the overall agenda, or did you have a comment regarding the switching of the agenda? Mayor Pro Tem Mayhew. Oh, okay. Councilor Johnson?
If we did want to have a closed session as the first item, would that need to be an amendment to the agenda?
You can move to executive session anytime. you want.
Right.
Okay,
It's a motion.
thank you.
Right. Okay. So you want to vote on the big dinosaur, or do you have a comment regarding the order of the?
Point of
agenda?
information, just because it was now brought up. Could we go into a closed session and then come back out of a closed session in the same evening, or is that something we can do?
Yes, you can.
So we could, for example, say, what we give sort of a time estimate and then try and come back at the end of that sort of thing.
That would be fine.
And we don't need to, that's a set, we can make that decision separately from approving the agenda, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Right, so let's just vote on the overall agenda then. We would be moving AB 22-114 to start switching, and AB 22-098 would be second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? All right. So was there a desire to move into closed session at the start? It's Councilor Watton.
May we move into executive session for 1 hour?
Second.
Okay, it's
Aye.
been moved by Councilor Watton and second by Councilor Holloway to go into an executive.
Who
So we went-
seconded?
Watton and then Holloway. Executive sessions, we're calling it. Closed.
Yeah,
The information for closed.
yeah. Point of clarification for the mover, did you mean one or either or?
Either or.
Okay, to be closed.
Thank you for the clarification.
Closed session. Councilor Johnson, is that what you're?
That's what I was
thinking?
gonna do, was
Okay.
say we should go to closed. Thank you.
Move to a closed session. Okay.
And it'd be for an hour. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay? Okay, so it passes. And so city council will recess and reconvene at approximately 7:08 PM in closed session pursuant to RCW 42.30.140 parentheses 2 regarding a quasi-judicial matter between named parties is distinguished from a matter having general effect on the public or on a class or group. So city attorney Sturbank, who should attend the closed session?
The council, myself, city administrator Sauerwein, the mayor, Ms. Arteche, Mr. Rogers.
All right. And before we go into closed session, I believe, do you need to address the legal parameters pertaining to quasi-judicial land use matters, including the appearance of fairness doctrine?
Yes, I'd like to do that. Mayor Pro Tem had a question.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, just point of information, because is that, can we do that closed session in this room and ask guests to leave and come back after 1 hour? Is that something we can do?
Yes, you can.
I just bring that up so that IT and so forth can start preparing for that.
Councilor Holloway?
Are the speakers in the hallway turned on? Which has been our issue in the past. Not having executive sessions in here. Okay.
You need pause Zoom? Is that okay?
We're gonna pause Zoom, right? Okay, thank you.
Not yet. Attorney Sterling?
Thank you, Mayor. You had one more question.
Just want to clarify,
Councilor
too-
Lissay?
sorry, yeah, just want to clarify too, sometimes when I've been online, the speakers
Oh.
are still on. So if you pause the recording, make sure you turn all the microphones off and everything else too, if you can do that. Thank you.
So what if we go longer and our guests come back at 7:10, for instance?
So move.
No,
Seconded.
Easy, easy.
what happens if we go longer?
Keep going, baby. Let's keep going.
I think the doors remain closed until such time as we're ready to open them and then they can come in.
All right, just trying to be respectful of our guests. Okay, City Attorney Survey.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, briefly, the quasi judicial related questions that I've been asking each council meeting. So the first is whether or not there's been any change in your relationship or potential relationship with either the applicant or the potential opponents or members of the public. You answered these last night. So the question is whether there's been any change since last evening. Councilmember Benson.
No.
Councilmember Watton.
No.
Councilmember Holloway.
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Mayhew.
No.
Councilmember Lissay.
Nope.
Councilmember Christensen.
No.
Councilmember Johnson.
No.
Right, thank you. I believe you can consider the matter fairly and impartially. Councilmember Benson.
Yeah.
Councilmember Watton.
Yes.
Councilmember Holloway.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Mayhew.
Yes.
Councilmember Lissay.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Have you received any ex parte communications, that is off the record communications since yesterday? And that would not include the public comments which were received and I believe distributed to council.
No.
Councilmember Watton. Councilmember Benson, Councilmember Watt,
No.
Councilmember Holloway.
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Mayhew.
No.
Councilmember Lissay.
No.
Councilmember Christensen.
No.
Councilmember Johnson.
No.
All right, thank you, Mayor. That concludes my questions.
All right, thank you. All right, so we will. So we've asked for an hour, so we'll adjourn to closed session and return at 7:15 PM.
7:15, not 7:08.
Okay, the closed session will continue until the end of our meeting, which will be 9 PM. The interim city clerk will be informed of the concluding time for the closed session, which will be reflected in the council minutes, and we will adjourn directly following the closed session. Thank you.